Hey, y'all gonna quit telling me what to do on my damn show. I'm gonna tell y'all that much.
Well, you can't tell us.
No, I'm gonna tell y'all.
Y'all ready?
No, because I had to make sure we had questions for our guests. What's up, cuz?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, a real comedian on here. Y'all ain't gonna play that. That's family. All right. Why y'all get quiet like that? Don't do that. I'm just playing with y'all.
I'll sit here quietly.
Zach had that. All right, come on, try it.
Mind my business. Over here.
No, don't do that, man. What's up, cuz? Good to see you, man. Good to have you on the show.
I'm glad to be here.
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Good.
It's one of my favorite places to be. I like the creativity. It's just a lot of random creative stuff.
A lot of random stuff here too. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
This is the spot, man.
But then when you find something you like, oh yeah, that's fire.
Yeah, everybody that come in here, they say, "Can you smoke in here?" I'm like, "Nah, but you could probably do some shrooms or something."
It looked like it though. It looked like it.
Like when I first started coming here, I was like, "Yo, I understand the creativity, but they was on something a little bit, just a little bit, a little bit of shrooms." Like when you look up at the ceiling, a little bit of shrooms. You ain't smoking no blunt doing none of this stuff in here, man.
Right.
Nah, but I see a couple of us had some March birthdays. Jeremy just had a birthday. You had a recent birthday. I had a recent birthday. How was y'all birthdays, man?
It was good. I went out to Good Fortune that weekend.
Shout out Ali.
Shout out, man. That
was the
place
food.
is dope. The food is
Give us the review.
fantastic. I mean, it's just a good vibe. Ali's a big part of it. You know, he hosted us when we got there. You know, seated us and everything. Made sure we were cool. I mean, honestly, if I had to recommend anything, the wings and the ribs were fantastic. The party eggs, the little
Party eggs?
Party eggs. They're like it's like a pickled deviled egg, but like I'm not too big of a fan of pickled eggs really. I just something about sitting in beet juice or whatever the fuck.
You good?
Right. But they were delicious. They were delicious. The aioli shit that they put on them is fucking fantastic. The little coffee martini thing that I had was probably the best little coffee martini I've ever had.
Yeah, the fancy dinner for his birthday. Mm-hmm. Coffee martini. Okay.
Good for, and it's right downtown.
We went to the Oracle. Shout out them.
Shout out Ali, man. Shout out Ali. Marcus, what you do for your birthday?
I will watch the fight.
Okay.
The night before, chill. Then I was pretty much asleep.
On your birthday?
Actually, day of my birthday, during the morning. Which was fine with me because I was still recovering from last night. And then I just went to go eat. I went to this place in Cleveland.
That's so. Where'd you go eat at?
It's called Africa. It was African food.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Taste of Africa. Yeah.
I went to Bourbon Street Barrel Room. Had some jambalaya. That shit was dope. Shout out to Cleveland. Real good time there. Went to an art museum. Just chill. Got some candy. You know, I just did stuff I wanted to do. You know, that you don't do every year because you can't have candy every day now once you turn 35. So it's gotta be a rare thing. Zach, what's up, man? You back?
Yeah, I've been back a couple pods in a row now, man.
Good, man.
I did just take a new job, so I won't be.
Congratulations.
Sundays anymore and shit, so a little bit more money.
Okay.
No more driving to Cleveland every day for work because that was killing me, driving me crazy.
Man, that's what's up, man. So earlier we was kind of talking about some comedy, like before the podcast that started, and I want to break the ice with a funny question. Like, Marcus, let me ask you this: if you had a chance to roast with a comedian or a comedian, what comedian would you roast if you had that chance?
If I had a chance to roast one,
without consequences.
Right, somebody. Let me see. I say Mike Epps.
Oh,
because I know he gonna come back. He gonna sharpen my tool. He gonna
Mike Epps.
Yeah,
I feel like he the one. We be like, man, I can't even get him.
Right, but that's the challenge. That's what I like.
That's what's up.
That's the challenge. Cause I mean my growing up, my family, we used to always do that. Like, that's where the comedy come from, for real. It's weird. My grandma's side of the family.
Right.
My dad's side. But every holiday, we would just roast each other. And my uncle was, like, the greatest at it. No matter what you was wearing, no matter how fly you was, no matter he can find something funny. And that's what I just like, okay. I don't care who it is, what it is, I can find something.
What was, like, the funniest roast you ever heard him say that you can remember? Them relatives that get you, bro. That one good uncle, you be like, damn.
Yeah, I had this Coogee outfit on, man. I'm thinking I'm fresh, but it was like pastel colors, and he said I looked like an Easter basket, you know.
You had the Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? All right, you right.
You like can't even argue with you, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna separate the outfit next time.
Sometimes you just get got, and you just have to deal with it.
You gotta deal with it.
You just gotta take it on the chin and move on. Like,
what about you, Zach? If you could roast a comedian or had the chance to roast one, who would you roast?
If I could If I could roast a comedian, maybe Rogan.
Joe Rogan?
Maybe Joe Rogan.
I can see you doing Rogan.
He's just an interesting dude, into so many different things. Dude, I'm sure you can find something.
Yeah, definitely.
You're like 5'6" muscle hamster. Like you find something, you know, and then hope you don't get your ass kicked, you know.
Yeah, because I heard that's why he said something about I don't wear pants because I got to fight and I got to kick. I'm like, damn, bro, you out here like that, Joe
You
Rogan?
ever seen him kick?
I heard he got some powerful feet.
There's some videos of him like actually, because he was a kickboxer growing up, so he does the shit technically like well, but then like if you ever watch videos of him kick, the sound that he makes when he kicks something, you're like, oh,
that sounds more dangerous than a punch. Like you can kick.
100%.
Definitely. Oh, yeah.
Man, Jeremy, what about you? If you could roast a comedian,
I would probably just do Tony Hinchcliffe just because he's so witty with the comebacks. Like I would just love
he might make me cry. He might figure out how you crying, Jeremy.
I got tough skin unlike you, Joe.
Oh, whatever. I thought you were gonna say me.
I mean, I can roast you any. I can roast you any day of the
Jeremy,
week. I don't
you
need to have a
came in
special
here
occasion.
you're in a group message with it. We can do that for fun.
I'm about to say,
Honestly, I couldn't tell y'all were cousins because he got more hair.
Jeremy,
than
you came in here with a Weekend at Bernie's outfit on. Go on with that, man. You came in here with the Hawaiian shirt on.
You got the I'm going on the grill.
Hey, man, I'm
with 4 shoes
35
on.
now, bro. I'm 35. I'm trying to see if I could roast a comedian. I would probably roast. It's this comedian on Roast Me called Boo Capone. And he's on YouTube on the show called Roast Me. He is just funny, but he always roasts with like random stuff. There's this show I watch called Roast Me Elimination. They got to sit in like a classroom setting, and the first one to laugh, they out. So I would love to be in that game because I don't think
the first one out.
Man, I'll be
every
laughing,
time.
laughing my ass off, man. Laughing my ass off. So let me ask you this, Marcus: would you rather perform for a dead silent audience or a heckler in the crowd that think they can really?
Heckler.
A heckler?
Yeah.
Why would you pick a heckler?
Because once again, that's the challenge. It's part of it. But then again, you got to know how to deal with hecklers in a positive way because it can go wrong. It can go astray. I have seen that. And I actually seen somebody get into a fight with somebody in the crowd.
At a comedy show.
At a comedy show. The guy was heckling the comedian, and he wasn't having it, and turned out to a fight. I was like, you know what? That's crazy.
Was it David Lucas? Because, one time he roasted and somebody was like, you can't say that. He was like, I can say what I want. I'm a comedian.
Right.
Like, it's crazy because nowadays people will really get sensitive about stuff like that. So do you worry about that sometimes? Like if you go a little too far, like a heckler?
No, I don't. See, there's a thin line with that. I don't go too far because these same people, I want them to buy my merchandise after the show.
Right.
So
you don't spend that $20, $30. I need that money.
Yeah.
What's the wildest thing you ever seen happen at a comedy show?
The fight?
The fight?
It was crazy. Like, it was wild, man. It was wild. Like, I'd never seen, because in my history of comedy, people come there to laugh. Nothing like that happens.
Right,
to
right.
see that for the very first time in like 15 years, I'm like, man, that's crazy.
Do you have a memorable heckler, like someone that was like someone that was actually maybe getting at you a little bit, and they were kind of pissing you
He was
off?
like, damn.
I do. RP, my dude, Tim Longshore, man.
R.I.P. I used to deliver his mail.
Yeah, that's how I started his comedy career. I'm at a show, I'm performing, and this is when I first started. I was doing horrible, and he walked in. That's all I had. He wearing a black leather coat. He's very dark, and I was like, oh, look at it, Ali. I was like, and I got on him at first, and people started laughing, but he was so good that he got me that it turned on me.
Oh man.
And I was like, man, who is you? Like, what's your name, man? Like, you funny. Like, what? I've never seen that happen, so it turned against me real quick.
If somebody did a biopic on your life, what comedian is playing you? Or which one would you pick?
To play me?
Yeah.
I had to go Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
Who about you, Michael Isaac? Who's playing Michael Isaac?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm kind of my own animal, you know.
I'm kind of a big deal. So
No. I ain't saying I'm a big deal, but like I don't think most people want to say the shit I say, you know.
Yeah. Jeremy, you reaching out to Seth Rogen?
I'd say him or like a younger Zach. I'd say him or a younger Zach Galifianakis, probably.
Hey, I was thinking Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Common, but he's not a comedian.
Common for
he just
who?
looks the most like me.
Oh, for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say because I ain't got no beard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll let y'all pick. Who's playing John P?
An eggplant.
Who's picking me, Jeremy?
I don't know. They gotta find a boulder and just slap your glasses on it.
Marcus, who picking me? Go ahead, Marcus.
Let me think, man. We're going.
Maybe Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah,
Now, the Steve Harvey down. The Steve Harvey down.
A young Steve Harvey.
No, the now Steve Harvey, the Family Feud with the bald head.
Yeah.
That's Steve Harvey.
Am I wearing Steve Harvey show suits or Family Feud suits? Because, you know, Steve Harvey went through a little phase where the Steve Harvey show suits was a little baggy.
No, it's going to be different. He's going to be relaxed.
Yeah, he's going to be wearing what you're wearing.
He gonna be wearing socks and Crocs.
Yeah.
That might be the look.
And we ain't hating on socks and Crocs. Let's be clear about it.
As a comedian, though, that's a good question to ask you. To see somebody like Steve Harvey go from stand-up comedy to where he's at now, how inspiring is that to see? Like, it's crazy. Like, you can literally go from stand-up to hosting Family Feud.
Yeah. I like it because it shows that comedy can reach a lot of platforms and, it spreads wide. You can do a podcast, you can do a game show, you can host or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx, he did it with what is it, Shazam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Jamie Foxx.
That's a good show.
Yeah.
I forget
that
he's a comedian sometimes.
Yeah, you forget
That's
that.
why
Even
it's-
to acting, yeah.
He does so
many-
much stuff. Because he's also a really good singer.
Right.
Jamie Foxx is he's one of them people that are just good at everything.
Yeah.
When you watch Any Given Sunday, you're like, oh, he really was a good football player.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he can sing, like you said, sing.
Then you see him in Django and you're like, he was a bad slave. But
I thought you were going to say he was a real nigga. Like, no, duh.
no, but like the way he acted as a slave, you're like, damn, he put you in that moment. Like, no matter what he's doing, he just like you said, good at it.
Well, now that we're talking about Django, Leonardo DiCaprio played that role very well to the point where
Yeah, definitely.
I think one part where he smashed his hand, they say he really broke the glass on his hand.
It really cut himself. That was his real blood he smeared on her face. Like, they both improv'd almost that whole scene.
It's
wow, I didn't know
man, Leonardo DiCaprio, man.
Which,
It's-
like, if some motherfucker slathers their blood on my face, I'm not keeping cool.
no, hell no. Acting or not. Like,
It's real blood, fake blood. If you know it's fake, all right.
nah. All right, real quick before we go on break. Was there ever a time that you bombed? And can you tell us about that experience?
Yeah. In the beginning, I bombed a lot. Oh, well, the one that really got to me, I think I was in Chicago. Yeah, bombed in Chicago, did horrible. And everybody that rode with me, all the comedians, they did good. So I'm just like the only one.
How many did you ride with?
Down. I think it was two other comedians.
So it was in the crowd like, I did good.
They happy and I'm just down. I'm asking questions down on myself like, man, how you write? What's your form of writing? Like, what do you do? Like, cause I feel like I travel too far too. You know what I mean? To travel and to bomb is like.
And by the city, it might be
Devastating.
a little harsh. So like, what was that experience like being bombed in a city like Chicago? Because maybe it's different versus going to like Detroit or, because when you think of Chicago, it's like, man, they probably was like really bombing and booing you and probably insulting you at the same time. So
It's a comedy city.
yeah, right.
Yeah, it was harsh. No, nothing. No, none of that. Don't nobody say nothing to you after the show.
Damn.
You just kind of just by yourself and like.
It's lonely.
Yeah, just
You gotta live with what you just did.
Yeah, you gotta live with that. But which is funny. The bombing shows is the ones that made me better.
That's what's up.
So as a comic, it don't matter who you is, from Richard Pryor, like everybody bombs. You know what I'm saying? It's part of it. But it always made me better because it's like some comedians would put it on other people, like, well, the audience was this, or the guy before me said this and it messed it up. And I always put it on me, like, okay, what can I have done to make it funny? Because I wasn't funny, obviously, but what can I have done to make it funny? And I just kind of think and figure it out, like, oh, I should have did this or did that. And then next time I get into a situation, I kind of know how to handle it now. So,
and I think, in my opinion, like the bombing, that could like really make or break you, because sometimes people get booed and be like, I ain't doing this no more. Like I seen a video of a comedian named Jack Funny, and he does these shows on YouTube, funny as hell, but he did stand up opening for Mike Epps, and he bombed. And when he got done, they were just showing him critiques. They wasn't like, oh man, you suck. They was like, yo, you got it, but it happens.
Yeah.
So I love how like in the comedy world they kind of embrace when you bomb, because they've all been there.
Yeah, we all been there. And then too, for him, because I know he just starting, but you even with T.I., when T.I. was trying to do the arena shows, it's like comedy is so humbling. It don't matter who you is, you got to start from the beginning. You got to start with these small shows, these open mics. You got to develop your set. Like, it don't matter who you is because it's live.
That's why a lot of comics were mad at T.I. because it was like, okay, you got the advantage to fill them seats because you T.I.
Right.
But everybody was like online like, yo, he is not.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm starting off, you know, I know now he's working with like K-Dub, who's been on Roast Me.
It's funny.
But it's just like when he first put himself out there, they wasn't showing T.I. no love. But I love that he still was like, okay, I'm still going to keep doing it.
Well, in the comedy world, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they're big on earning it. You can't just show up and be the. You have to earn that.
You gotta earn it.
You gotta start an open mic.
Yeah, because they was going hard on T.I. It was like, that's not fair. Like, you already T.I.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't fair. We still out here doing open mics, and you just selling out arenas, and you ain't been in the comedy world like us because, you know, it's a grind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You hear about comedians, like, I love when, like, Kevin Hart talks about, man, I remember being in L.A., and I had 4 or 5 roommates, and I was grinding, going to comedy clubs. When you hear the grind of comedians in places like L.A. and Chicago, they like, yo, you got to do this shit all the time. You got to go to the same comedy clubs every week, 2-3 times a week. And we working the shitty job while trying to pursue our dreams. So in my opinion, I think when comedians know you haven't did that grind,
Right.
then it's like, okay.
It's just like with with rapping and shows and stuff, or you do a show and there's 3 people in the crowd, but then when you get to them shows where it's 100 or 200 people, you like remember that and you appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I know you love that.
But them shows with the 2-3 people taught you how to perform.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you going back to like, I guess bombing, when let's say you have a bad joke or maybe the crowd kind of receives it well, but you don't think it went well, how do you kind of go back and tweak things? Do you like just do the same joke but in a different way, or do you just try and come up with like a whole new premise? Or
Yeah, all that. You figure it out. That's why you do it. It's repetitive. It can be as simple as saying this first and saying that last, just switching it or taking one word out type thing. It can be, you never know.
So it's really technical like
yeah,
that.
it's very technical. And I had to learn that part of it. Like comedy is really an art form, and you got to study it, man.
Yeah.
It is
everybody's
like
funny.
I like that. Yeah.
Because some people think they're funny.
And they're not.
They're just not funny people.
And that's what I mean. And it's cool, around your family, barbecues and all that. But that stage is different.
Yeah,
it's like you're on an island. You know what I mean?
Those lights are extra bright. And
extra
a little
bright.
Warmer.
Yeah.
And you hoping you make the people laugh.
Yeah, you feel like Tom Hanks on Castaway. Like you just
you really just there. That's
yourself.
it. By yourself.
And see, like I've made a joke around like 4 or 5 people and didn't get a response. I'm like, dang. All right, well, we're just gonna stop here.
Just fold this up.
I couldn't imagine doing it in front of like thousands. It's gotta be a whole new animal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So real quick, man, before I'm going this break, where can they follow you at? Shout your social media.
Follow me Instagram _Marcus Martin. Marcus Martin, pretty much anything. Comic Marcus Martin, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, just comedian Marcus Martin, and I'll pop up.
All right, Zach.
Instagram and Twitter at ZWorthy68 and Facebook Zachworthy.
All right, Jeremy.
You can follow me on Facebook at Jeremy Andrew or on Instagram at _Ninja_1.
All right, you can follow me everything Jean P the MC, youtube.com/Jean P the MC. Make sure y'all subscribe to the podcast. You see, we got that new camera right there. We got 3 of them. We trying to do some big things here. So look there, and I don't know if they can see me right there, but whatever. But everything Jean P the MC. Yeah, man, follow us, man. Thank y'all for watching this show. Like, we really are growing. We got some big things coming up on this podcast, man. So you gonna stick around with us for a minute?
Yeah, definitely, man.
All right, man. Jean P the MC, episode 171, comedian Marcus Martin. Say what you mean. We'll be back. Peace.
Say what you mean. Mean what you say.
Just drooling.
Episode 171 of the Say What You Mean podcast. Got my man Marcus Martin in the house. How you feeling, man?
Good, great.
You hear these guys' interest, man. Zach found out about, what is it called?
No. I've known about it, but I didn't know it was coming to Hall of Fame Village. Yeah, so shout out Jeremy for that info.
What is it?
Armored MMA.
Armored MMA.
Yeah, like they real life sword fighting in the octagon.
So
They got
in
sword,
Knights
shields,
armor.
Like
bludgeoning
Excalibur,
maces.
like-
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's real. That's just
Marcus,
crazy.
you going to that?
It sounds interesting.
Right? It does. Like, I
can get
never.
a lot of jokes out of that, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I love Game of Thrones though, so I would be interested.
Yeah. I also got to point out, all right, so last break, I had asked who could play me in a biopic, right? And we got Miss Kiana in here. She's watching us. So we work on her and Miracles podcast. And they said Little Bill could play me.
Oh,
Little
damn.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Little Bill, definitely.
Why y'all agree with that, man? That's not the point. She over there like,
Because
that
it's
was
true.
I didn't hear it, so like that's good information. That's correct.
Your little Bill just 35. Big Bill.
He was 30, he was 35. He was 35.
you're
He was 35 in the cartoon. Shit.
Middle-aged Bill.
Nah.
You're William now.
William. Episode 171 of the Say What You Mean podcast, man. Y'all know how it is, man. We got to start off paying some bills. It's sponsor time. First sponsor being the Hub Art Factory. Shout out to Tim Carmody. What you think of the space, man? We talked about it earlier, but what you think about
I love
the
it.
spot?
The creativity. I love it. Love the lights. Love the ceiling. I think the ceiling is my favorite thing.
Yeah? You think all right, shrooms or something else when you look at this?
I would take mushrooms and just lay down.
Yeah, definitely. It would be a nice trip.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Shout out to the Hub Art Factory, Tim Carmody.
Do it glow in the
man.
dark.
No.
I just realized they moved the cloud. It used to be.
Yeah,
over
man.
there.
The cloud's been all over the
I
place.
don't think you see it in the shot anymore.
That's been people's favorite.
Sad because when it was back there, you could always
Yeah, I
see it
love
in the
the
shot.
cloud.
Yeah. So also, our second sponsor is George Financial Services. George Financial
Shout out.
Services, father and son team with 35 years of combined experience. They are dedicated to helping everyday people. They have 30 million assets under advisement and are growing. If you'd like to talk with them, learn more, search and Google George Financial Services in Canton and book a complimentary call. Also, our next sponsor is the realest betting group in Ohio, RCP Sports.
Shout out.
Yo, if the game's on, we betting. Welcome to RCP Sports, #1 sports betting group chat in Ohio, where the real players link up, drop heat, and run up the bag together. This ain't no guessing game. We do our homework, we strategize, and we take this betting thing serious. If you're trying to bet smart and win big, you're in the right place. So all my sports bettors out there, make sure y'all reach out to RTP Sports, man. Shout out to my man Devontae Williams. Any gamblers, any sports bettors in here? Y'all. He was like, me.
Yeah.
What's the most you won?
3,500.
100?
Yeah.
What?
College football.
You won $3,500?
It was a 13 leg parlay. So and it was just straight money line. So it was basically who's going to win the game, and I got all 13. But you can really only make those bets in the beginning of the season when like Alabama's playing Malone type shit.
Right.
So you got it. Okay.
You know what? I like that strategy. I'm gonna do that.
Right. I was over here thinking
But,
too, man. I gotta
towards
try it
the end
out.
of the season when it's like Ohio State versus Michigan, Oregon versus tight shit, you can't
Right.
do that because those games are way more unpredictable.
I'm gonna be in touch.
So Akron versus like Bowling Green.
Akron versus Bowling
I
Green.
mean, not Akron, Old State versus Bowling Green.
You're
good.
taking Ohio
Old
State.
So like Akron versus like Stark State. No, I'm just playing.
Man,
we running it up. Yeah.
I like that.
the first like 3-4 weeks of the college football season, I made a lot of money.
Man.
I made probably $6,000 in those first
Damn,
like
Zach.
3-4 weeks.
So you need to reach out to this sponsor. Then. All right. Yeah.
Oh no,
man.
that one's just easy.
Yeah.
You just because those first couple weeks of the college football season are like warm up games for teams
Right,
like Ohio
right.
State, Alabama. Those are warm up games. Like,
So it's so easy
If they
money.
do lose one of those games, you're like, damn, like fuck up everything.
You
But
lost.
You feel real good about that.
Nah, that's what's up, man. So Marcus, man, let's start off. Where you from, man? What side of Canton you representing?
Everywhere. I grew up everywhere. I'm like the city of Canton, if you ask me. Grew up on the southeast.
Okay.
Raised over there. Then when I say about 10, we moved over here towards Shorb area. Then I moved out towards Ellisdale when I was in my teens, and then we moved back behind like 2nd Street. So pretty much northwest, northeast, southwest, a little bit everywhere.
That's what's up. Like I love when comedians talk about their family. Like, have you ever had a joke that you said about family where your family was like, "Hey, bro, you gotta talk."
I don't, kind of. Well, not now to talk, but I talk a lot about my family.
Was they ever like, "Why you say that?"
No, not really. I say some crazy stuff too. But I try not to be offensive though.
Yeah.
Try not to be offensive with it, but it's true. It's true. So yeah.
Right, you can't-
like my uncles, my brothers, sisters, kids. Definitely talk about my kids. Like what?
Did they like when you talk about it? Like, did they ever say dad? Like,
Yeah, they don't. My kids don't.
They don't like-
Yeah, they. Yeah.
How old are your kids?
Oh, I got children.
Oh, you said plural.
Yeah, I got children. Yeah. No, I got 6 kids. My oldest is 22. I sound old.
How you got a 22-year-old? You barely look 30.
Hey, man, fuck up crack, brother. You know how I go.
I appreciate it. Yeah, so wait, 22, I got 20, and my daughter just turned 18, 2 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just celebrated her
Good,
18th
man.
birthday. Yeah, excited about that. Then in 13, 10, and 5.
So growing up in the city, like, did you always have a passion for comedy? Was you trying to figure out what you wanted to do? Did you have like other interests?
Honestly, it's something I always wanted to do since I was a kid. My dad was a comedian, so that's where the interest came in from. And then being around my family during holidays, we roasting each other. And then, but being from Canton, you know, there's no comedy club, there's nothing. So I didn't know how to even start. That was my problem, being from here.
What comedians were you watching growing up?
All of them. The Richard Pryors, the Moms Mableys, like I loved it as a kid, like really liked their comedy. Ella DeGeneres, like I pretty much watched any stand-up that I could at that time. Cause you know then it was like VCRs and stuff. It wasn't as accessible as it is now with the streaming. So yeah, anytime, any type of special, come on, HBO specials, all that.
Man, so you performed at like comedy clubs, you say radio and TV, like what's harder, like making a room full of drunk people laugh or trying not to cuss on live radio? Like what's harder?
I first say try not to cuss. Especially when I do church shows too, trying not to
Church shows?
Yeah, church shows.
You want to perform everywhere, huh?
Yeah.
That should be killing you, huh?
Yeah, you gotta, I'll be very cautious and I take my time. That's what I do.
Have you ever said an offensive joke in church and been like, oh, I should have said that?
No. I kind of, you got to be aware of your audience too.
Right.
I remember it was an all white party, and everybody in the audience, it was an older crowd. Everybody's probably like at least 50 plus. First thing I go out there and say, we look like we in heaven. They don't want to think about that. Like,
We all look dead.
yeah, they close there. They don't want to think about that right now. Like,
Oh shit!
and it lost them from the beginning. They was like,
It was like, yeah, we can get him off this stage.
I'd have been the one guy in the back dying.
Hey, man.
I thought it was funny.
That is funny.
Man. Like, so you've done clean comedy before. Like, what's harder, like keeping it PG or like hard, like you want to roast somebody? Like, what's harder, like keeping it clean or I'm going to roast somebody?
It depends on the mood. I would say keeping it clean. Well, okay, if I'm gonna do a clean show, honestly, I don't drink, I don't do nothing. I make sure I have a sober mind. That helps me. That helps. That helps keep it clean. But the roasting, I would say keeping it clean. Yeah.
Keeping it clean is harder?
Yeah, keeping it clean.
Is it harder to write a clean set than a normal set?
No, it really, I tell comedians all the time, just take the, cuss words out, and if some type of stuff that might be offensive, just say it a different way.
Okay.
But you can take your time at a clean show. That's the best thing about it.
Yeah.
So I think I would really struggle with that because I got to say fucking make dick jokes.
You're not doing that. Yeah.
That's just the way I'm wired. Like,
All right, so I got a question for you. So not only have you done time on stage, you also did time in prison.
Yeah, definitely.
So like,
Hell of a
my question is, but I don't make it funny. Do you have like a funny story about your prison experience, like that you could talk about, or have you done like bits about that on your comedy?
Yeah, I do bits. I definitely do bits. One funny story was this guy from Cleveland. He was deaf. Like it was amazing. I was like, "What is you doing here? Like you deaf?
What did you do?
Yeah, what did you do? And why is you here?
you
like,
hear the sirens. Like,
He ain't heard the police behind her. Like,
it was crazy to me. And then seeing this, it was this old guy that was there too. Like he was like had to be 80, and he was like just coming there. And I was like, okay, what? Because he was in reception with me, and I was like, what did you do to even end up in here at 80? Like life is pretty much over and you committing crimes.
right? And then one person couldn't hear the crime, and you were here with me. Like,
dude, I can't stop thinking about a deaf guy robbing a bank, and it's cracking me up. It's cracking me up.
They just go on a 6-hour police chase because he doesn't know they're behind him.
I'm just thinking of him at the counter.
So when you first got there, you met them when you first like got into prison? Like,
Yeah. Well, the older guy, he was going through reception with me. Like he was in a wheelchair. We had to help him. Like it was so crazy to me.
He was in a wheelchair coming to prison?
What did he do? Did you ever find out what he did?
No, I didn't.
And he probably did the craziest shit.
He probably
too.
murdered somebody. Like, I'm about to die next week. Might as well.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah, and they sent him to prison. It was crazy. He had about 6 months, but I was like, I don't think he gonna last.
I don't think you'll last a little long, yeah.
Man.
So you turned like a negative into a positive when you were there. Like, did you kind of dip more into comedy or perfecting your craft while you were away? Like,
well, any situation I'm in, I'm definitely gonna figure out the positives.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So basically what I did, I read a lot, worked out, and I actually ended up doing a comedy show while I was in there.
what?
Yeah,
What was that like?
It was different. It was one of them things. First of all, it's all men.
Right.
It's the first time doing a show.
You
with
can't
all
say
guys.
where the ladies at. In the comedy show, yeah.
And
I don't know. Somebody might be like me. You're like, oh, all right, go.
That's funny. So it was different. I'm like, man, how I'm gonna get these guys? And you know, prison testosterone up, so it's like, how I'm gonna get these guys that just and going through a lot to laugh, and it worked. Some of them, I remember just one guy was standing by the door, and I was like, you know, I got these tough, and I was like, man, if I can get him to sit down, then it's gonna be a good show. And he actually sat down after about 5 minutes, standing by the door.
He probably was like,
Yeah, is he funny? Like, what shit was going on? Like, and that's what it was. So it was a lot of that, you know what I mean? But it was very interesting to actually do a show there.
so you opened for Eddie Griffin and D.L. Hughley.
Yeah.
Who gave you the best advice, and who owe you some money out of them too?
So, Eddie Griffin gave me the best advice. He set me down, gave me a lot of game. I messed with Eddie. And D.L. Hughley owed me. I brought him a Hustle Gang sweater. And
Oh, he really owe you?
Yeah. I got him a Hustle Gang sweater. He never paid me for it, but I was like, I just brought D.L. Hughley a sweater, so I guess that's cool.
He probably like, I got something to wear tonight.
Yeah.
Cool. That's what's up. So if your comedy career had like a title, like if you could do like a brand new special like for Netflix or, what would your special be called now?
I would say explosive.
What's the meaning behind that?
It's because now, especially with the crowd work, like it's a lot of random stuff. Sometimes I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I know I got an idea what I'm gonna say, and I know because I've been doing it, and yeah, so it's more like a dynamite. You got to just see it live. I tell people you got to see me live, and the longer you wait, the funnier I get. So I ain't tripping.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I ain't tripping. But you got to see it live because it's different. I'm two different people right now. I'm chill, more twinkle, but on stage
It come alive.
yeah, hit that switch.
That's that same like dynamic with being a hip hop artist. Like, do you see similarities in the comedy world and the artist world? Like,
Yeah, well, crowd control.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I was saying, like, because I remember telling you one day, I think I want to do it because I love comedy. But I also see, like, it's an art form for real, and, like, comedians really respect the grind before you get on that stage. So, like, what's the biggest misconception about comedy for people who just think, I just got to be funny?
The biggest misconception is It's more than that. It's timing.
Yeah.
You got to know timing. You got to know your crowd, who you perform in front of. It's a lot into it. It's a lot. Like, being funny in front of your family and friends is cool, but going on stage, you got to know, you got to have a premise, you got to have tags, you got to have a punchline.
Yeah.
Also, it be comedy heads that really love comedy, and they be looking for the callbacks. Like, is this guy really a comedian? Is he doing callback? Like they look for stuff like that.
Man, I always get fascinated. I was watching a Def Comedy. They did like a special, and they interviewed all the comedians about the Def Comedy Jam, and they all were talking about like how you had to go to a spot in New Jersey, called the Peppermint Club. or something like that.
Yeah. See, I'm kind of close to that because Bob Sumner, that's my guy. He one of the co-creators of Def Jam. Like that, he put me on a lot of shows. Yeah, Bob Sumner, my dude. Shout out to Megan. She the one that put that together. My girl Megan. But yeah, you got to go to Jersey, and I done been to Jersey. I done been out there.
How was it?
It's different. It's different. You got to bring it, but the crowd is always receptive. Like, it's always at least 200 plus every show. But you do that, and then you do the Apollo or you do Jeff Jam.
They were saying you had to go to that club before you go to Def Comedy
called
Jam.
the Peppermint. Bill Bellamy used to host it.
Man, like the Proving Grounds. Have you had that experience personally outside of New Jersey? Like, is there one place where you were like, as a comedian, I got to do it there? Or is there like a city or a place where it's like, I got to prove myself? Because I know you perform with, D.L. Hughley, Eddie Griffin, but like, was there ever that one place where you know this is where it counts? This is where I really prove myself.
Detroit.
Yeah?
Got to. Detroit is Chicago. It's just something about them two cities. And then you think about the caliber of comedians that came from them cities, like a Bernie Mac, John Witherspoon from Detroit. It's like they seen the best of the best. So you coming in, we heard it all. So what's different about you? What sets you apart from all these people? And them type of cities, you gotta, you gotta be special. You gotta be different.
What's been like your favorite performance of your career?
Probably a lot. Honestly, performing for my family though. In the beginning, they used to always have me perform at like gatherings, barbecues and stuff, and that was pretty dope. Like they supported me from the beginning. Like, yeah, it's time. So yeah, I don't do it no more for them.
No, they gotta pay me now.
You made it.
I'm good.
Yeah.
So you've been named Ohio's most exciting and the best comedian in Ohio. So at this point, like, are you like officially LeBron James's favorite comedian or something? Like, is you gonna like perform for LeBron one day? Cause you one of Ohio's favorites, man.
Shout out to LeBron. I actually never performed for him, but I have performed at the 330, House 330.
Cause he loves comedy. Like these NBA players, like they are really big fans. Like you see Shaq when he does like his specials. I've always wondered, like, will LeBron do one? Like, should he do one? I would love to see one.
I would love
man.
that. I think because Jéan hooked me up, so hopefully Jéan put a word in for me if LeBron ever do. Jéan, if you watching or hearing it, Jéan Cotton, shout out to you, man.
Do you think LeBron doing comedy would be like T.I. though? Like it'd be too big off rip for him?
I don't see LeBron being funny.
That would be the only thing I'd be like, because he might sell out Staples Center, like a whole arena, but if he ain't funny, what's the point?
Right.
Like
I think just the name, because like I never seen Shaq do stand-up, but when you watch Shaq's stand-up specials where he puts other comedians on.
But Shaq's naturally funny.
Yeah.
He's naturally funny. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if we've ever really seen Bron in that light. He's always been more serious, kind of like, like he's cracked jokes. I'm not saying he hasn't, but like,
has there ever
as
been
compared to Shaq.
Has there ever been a person that you might have known or wondered, like, man, they should do comedy?
All the time. People, and it's something about poverty that just, because when you ain't got nothing, that's all you have is love and laughter. So it's something about, growing up in places like that you meet funny people all the time. I tell people but they be like, man, I'm scared to get on stage. I'm like, you got it though.
Yeah.
Like, you got it, fam. And just, cultivate it. But you never know how to do something until you try.
Right. Yeah. I think that's what's like holding me back, because I'm serious when I say I've always had an interest in comedy, because it's such an art form to get on stage and to just make people laugh for an hour and to be consistent. I've always respected that art form, man. Like, comedy is always interesting. I love like talking to comedians, watching the stand-ups. I think it's amazing to do that for an hour.
Yeah, it is. And then it's all different types. Like the ones that amaze me is like a Ali Sadiq or a Bill Cosby.
Yes.
The ones that sit down. They sit down and can make you laugh by sitting down. I'm like, just talking to you. Like, that's amazing to me. Like, that's crazy. Like me, I got to stand up, be more animated, like into the joke, more active. That's why I said explosive. Like I'm more like in the air, like a Michael Jordan when I'm on stage. But for them guys, they just sit down and just talk to you. And I'm like, that's dope.
And they're casual with it.
It's
crazy to watch. Yeah.
Then you think about how
J's
long
the
they've been
same way.
doing it. You know what I'm saying? You think about them early days. Like, I love YouTube because you can literally look up when a certain person did their first comedy stand-up. Like, you could see Martin Lawrence when he first started, Chris Tucker, Bernie Mac, all these great actors that we know, but it's like they started in the comedy clubs because they knew it was going to take them like to amazing heights. You know what I'm saying? But it all started in the comedy club.
Yeah.
And they all would say, we had to go, but some days we ain't had no money, but we still was making people laugh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people are scared because that one time they might get booed or something, they want to stop.
Yeah, you got to have tough skin. Got to have thick skin doing comedy. Because at the same time, I understand if I'm able to give out a joke, you should be able to take a joke too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, got any questions you want to ask me?
Are there any comedians like in the game right now that you want to open up for, or that you would just even want to be brought on with?
Nate Jackson.
Nate Jackson.
Definitely one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yeah, I would say Nate Jackson right now. Yeah.
So, Zach, what's some of your new, like, you got any comedians you eye? I know you mentioned a couple.
Ooh. Oh, what's this dude's name? You got a whole bunch of neck tattoos. Maybe you know him. Shane something. Oh man, I can't think of his last name. I'll find it. But
You talked about Cam.
There's Cam Patterson.
Cam Patterson.
Obviously, he got big off Kill Tony. But this is dude. His name is Shane.
You talking about the white dude with the glasses?
Yeah, glasses.
Yeah, I know
a
who
whole
you're
bunch of
talking
neck
about.
tats. I saw him first time on Dry Bar Comedy, which is a great like YouTube channel. But he's hilarious. He just has his own style. Like he's not like anybody else you've ever seen. So it's you can appreciate that.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on like social media comedy versus actual traditional stand-up comedy?
It's part of it. Like 'cause when I started, it was none of that. It was just stand up, and then that came along, and then it seemed like eventually it's gonna transition to comedy anyway, to the stage doing that. But it's two different worlds because with the YouTube and stuff and all that, you can press play or do it over. You can, you know what I mean? But you get on that stage, it's like right now, ain't no redo or none of that. So. But I like it though. I like it. It's all part of it. And then for me, I kind of get more into it because it keeps my creative side going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Shane Smith.
Shane
I looked it
Smith.
up because it was gonna bother me. Yeah, he's just funny. He did a whole thing about throwing an alligator through a Wendy's drive-through, and that shit was crazy.
Yeah. One last question for you. How has Canton shaped you as a comedian?
Canton has always supported me. Definitely. Canton is one of these cities too, though, where, especially on the urban side, where if you ain't funny, they gon'
for sure.
Yeah. So it definitely helped me get tough skin. It helped me for them cities like in Chicago, Detroit. Canton is one of them cities where, yeah, you gotta bring it. You gotta be funny. And I used to, when we did shows, I used to tell guys like, hey, if you ain't funny, I'm getting you off stage in like 5 minutes, man. Cause this is one of them cities like
You give them 5 minutes. I think that's giving them too much.
Yeah, that's probably a little bit too much. Yeah.
So when are you performing next? That would make it easy for someone around Canton to come see you.
Well,
Anything coming up?
Yeah, definitely. I got a show in Cleveland Saturday.
Good, man.
After that, I'll be in Akron for 330 weekend. Got a show. Then in April, I'll be at special occasions with the Q Dogs. They having a show.
Okay.
I think that's going to sell out. A lot of my shows this year, which is weird, 2025, been selling out.
That's what's up, man.
That's not weird. That's hustle.
That's hustle.
Yeah. I just feel like this year's that year. Yeah.
I think a lot of people experience, like I told you, like I love seeing like the emerge. I love when I look on Instagram, I'm seeing reels of stand-up comedians and people trying things, and it's kind of inspiring to look at, man. So I love that. Any last questions for him?
Would you ever like pop out and do like a Kill Tony set? Like go out to Texas and
Yeah,
put your
definitely.
name in the bucket?
Oh man, I'd love to see that.
My friend Chevy did a Kill Tony set about 4 or 5 years ago.
He did?
Yeah, killed it. Yeah, look it up.
What?
YouTube. Yeah.
I love Kill Tony,
Chevy
too.
Terrell, Kill Tony, and it got him so much exposure.
Oh, yeah.
Just that 1 minute, it was crazy.
Kill Tony's blown a lot of people up.
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
I mean, it's the number one almost overall podcast, not just comedy, but podcast in
Yeah.
the world. So it's like you have a good minute and you get compliments from Tony and whoever guest he has on. There's a good chance.
And that's the ultimate cosign right there.
Yeah.
it is.
To become
That's
a
a
regular or even hop on the secret show, it's like the ultimate golden ticket right there.
And I've heard those secret shows are lit. Like they
I
said, those
bet.
secret shows are like way better than the shows you see on YouTube.
But once you get it, the process is hard. It's the grind once again. Because he told me he probably went to about 5 of them, never got picked, and then finally got picked.
Cause
But
all
once
them
you
names
get
in that
picked-
bucket.
yeah.
I love that format too, because it's like we ain't gotta worry about no favoritism. We can just, hey,
Yep.
all right, your chance, come on.
And there's people that'll never get picked because there was one guy I was on about a month ago or something that said he done it like he put his name in the book like 60 some weeks in a row. So over a year in a row, never got pulled. Then finally got pulled. A lot of people would have given up. They've done 2-3 weeks and given up. 60 some weeks and he killed it. And I was like, at least he killed it.
Are we gonna see Michael Zach on Kill Tony?
I would love to. I think it'd be awesome. I would love to.
I would love to see Tony interview.
It's a place you can say whatever you want with almost no like you don't get canceled on Kill Tony.
But that's what I love about stand up. It's one of the last public speaking forms that you can say
what
whatever
you want.
For real.
Even the president kind of got a little censor. As a comedian, ain't no censorship.
Ain't no censorship on Kill Tony.
Yeah,
Nah. So here's what I want to do, man. I want to take a break and I want to do a section called Peace Positive Point, where you say a quote that means something to you. Jeremy will say one, I'll say one, and do you have your Dr. Seuss quote?
Yeah, we'll see, man. That's just getting harder every week, man.
He says a Dr. Seuss quote every episode.
Harder every week. I swear to God, I've been through all of them.
Last week you said Lorax.
Yeah, last week was a Lorax quote. Yep.
You going to the Dr. Seuss movies now. You ain't even going to the books no more.
Shit, man, we're trying. I'm pulling from wherever I can.
I'm thinking my positive
You
point
use
is
ChatGPT.
I've never really used ChatGPT.
I-
AI freaks me out.
I'm scared to use that stuff. I'm scared to use that. So yeah, we'll figure it out, but we'll be right back. We'll have our quotes, man. This is Jean P, the MC, episode 171, comedian Marcus Martin. Peace. That's because y'all tried to turn this shit into ESPN before we started recording. I'm just What's up with y'all? Episode 171, Say What You Mean podcast. Jean P, the MC, comedian Marcus Martin. Got to dap you up, brother. Thank you, man, for being on this show, bro. I appreciate you, man. So we got some aspiring comedians. Zach, you gonna step into the comedy? I can see you doing Kill Tony.
I've thought about it 1,000 times, but I've just never had the gall to go out and do it. I guess I don't really know where I could do it either, but I haven't really tried to find out. So it's really my fault. You know, at the end of the day, it's my own fault. But like I've thought about it a million times, man. Like,
yeah, Jeremy.
I mean, same. I've thought about it because I grew up roasting, but I wouldn't say I have stage fright. It's just getting in front of talking to that many people. I'm cool on it.
That's crazy. As much shit you talk.
Well, because I can do a one-on-one, but if you have me get up in like 30, 40 people,
You can't do that many?
no.
it's a whole new ball game. Think about yourself in the studio versus on stage. Do you feel nervous in the studio or do you feel nervous on stage?
That's a good point. I am pretty nervous sometimes. Well, it's not nerves when I start on stage. It's more like I just want to get it done. And then when I start, it's that anticipation. I'm sure you can relate. Like you get them nerves, and you like when I start, it's on.
Yeah. People ask me all the time, like, do you get nervous? And I tell them, like, it's just part of it. It's part of being human. It's like,
Yeah,
I feel like you have to get a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you're not nervous, then you might not be prepared.
that's the problem.
You might be a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you gotta have some emotion, but y'all know what it is, man. Say what you mean. Been talking comedy all day. Again, man, make sure you follow us, youtube.com/Jean P the MC. I've been looking at it. I'm so used to, youtube.com/Jean P the MC, Instagram, all of that, man. We appreciate the support and everybody that's been watching us, keeping up with this podcast, man. Shout out to Kiana. She came in, her and Miracle are going to start a podcast. So she's in here watching us, checking us out, man. We trying to build a little umbrella here, man. We trying to really turn this into something. So we appreciate everyone that's just been supporting us, having our back, sharing the episodes. You really, 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 really do appreciate y'all, man. So y'all know how we give it up, man. Peace, positive point. Jeremy, you want to kick it off for us?
Yeah, my quote is from Tina Fey. It's comedy is when everything is going wrong, but you find a way to laugh anyways.
Yeah, what's that mean to you?
That just means there's always some funny throughout your day. Even if you're having a shitty day, anything bad could happen. Just always try to find some laughter in it. It's
I like
laughter's the best medicine.
Every day ain't good, but it's something good in every day. I like that quote. I like that. Thanks, man. Michael Zach.
Mine's a little long.
Who is it from?
Mr. Seuss.
You got a Dr. Seuss quote? Yes.
So,
What book?
I don't know. Just don't know the book. So life is too short to
Peer
wake up.
review over here.
Life is too short to wake up in the morning with regrets. So love the people who treat you right, forgive the ones who don't, and believe that everything happens for a reason.
What's that mean to you?
Oh, I ain't done.
Oh, yeah, forgot. Okay.
If you get a chance, take it. If it changes your life, let it. Nobody said it would be easy. They just promised it would be worth it.
Dr. Seuss said that, bro?
Dr. Seuss, my boy.
That's crazy. Now, what's that mean to you? In your 3,000 Dr. Seuss
Just
quote
live
you
your
said.
life, bro. Just live it. Don't let what anybody else tells you define your life.
Can you say that quote one more time?
Man.
I gotta refresh the page again.
You think I can just read like that? I had to read that shit 4 times just to be able to read it once. Life is too short to wake up in the morning with regrets. So love the people who treat you right, forgive the ones who don't, and believe that everything happens for a reason. If you get a chance, take it. If it changes your life, let it. Nobody said it would be easy. They just promised it would be worth it.
Shout out Dr. Seuss for these bars, man.
Yeah, them was bars.
Bars for real.
Still going strong.
Marcus, what you got for us, man? You got a quote for us?
I don't know if it's a quote, but it's one of my favorite lines from the movie 300. And today we dance on the back of the deads.
Man, what's that mean to you?
Every day, kill it. No matter what you're going through, no matter what. Like, if you feel like it's hard, you can kill it. You can make it happen. You can get through it. So no matter what you're going through, no matter what obstacle, let's get it done. Let's get this work.
You said 300. I thought you were going to quote Chief Keef. That's what's up, man. So my quote is, comedy is a spark that ignites revolution, turning laughter into a force for change. To me, that quote kind of means like with everything going on, or just every day in our lives, like how laughter can change things. Yeah. You could be having the worst day in the world, you know, where you don't want to laugh, and just that one right joke or that one video or that one moment can just make you feel better. So that's like one of the reasons I appreciate comedy, is because it really can like shine light in the midst of all the things going on in this world. Sometimes laughing can just take your mind off of that. So imagine having a career where you are paid to make people laugh. You know, it seems like a very powerful and important job to have. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So to me, like Jeremy said, laughter is always the best medicine. Yeah. So comedy is a spark that ignites revolution, turning laughter into a force for change.
I like that. And what made me realize that too, I remember I was in Alabama about to do a show, and I went to go eat, and the server, I was telling her while I was there, she was like, "You a comedian?" She was like, "Thank you for bringing laughter into the world." And I never looked at it like that since she said it. She was like, "That's what you do for us in this world." I was like, wow, that's dope.
That is dope. I thought it was dope. You do shows everywhere. You said Alabama?
Yeah, I was on, yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Alabama, what part?
Where was I think Birmingham. Yeah, it was Birmingham.
Man, you really are like on that journey.
Yeah, man, a little bit everywhere. Got some shows. I'll be in New Jersey in June.
Man.
Yeah, so, and then I just got back from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I was in Pennsylvania. I've been a little bit everywhere. Been in Miami 4 or 5 times, LA about 5 or 6 times. Like, yeah. Comedy has taken me to a lot of places, a lot of nooks and crannies in America.
Where else do you want to go that we haven't been yet with comedy?
As far as performing?
Yeah.
I want to go to Canada. Go over there. It's like real big. Also Boston area. Never been that area.
That's where Rogan started. And I've heard Toronto is like a great comedy scene.
Yeah.
Man. What about you, Zach? When you don't do Kill Tony, where you going to start your comedy career at?
It'd have to start close. I'd have to start at the bottom. I respect it. I would try and do it the right way if I was going to do it.
Yeah, man.
Because I try not to hold my head above anybody else. Like, a guy like me who's never done it before is going to try to outshine. I mean, Mark just put 15 years into it, you know? So
I think those years helps. Like, when some people get that quick spark, it's always the best. It's like, yeah, you got that moment, you hot right now, but we've been doing it for 15 years. That's why I've been like, when I see like comedians who start on like social media, then they go into that stand-up world, it's completely different for them. Yeah. Ain't no phones there. It's gonna be a phone there if you bomb.
Right.
But like, you know, it's the real vets who travel to shows and know what it's like to be in the big crowds, the small crowds. They understand, like, yeah, you nervous, like, you know, you don't really know what you're doing, but you still can learn what to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. You definitely learn. Yeah, it's trial and error, definitely.
Yeah.
And you're going to bomb a lot, but like I said, the bombing is what's going to make you better.
You hear that, Jeremy? So when you bomb,
I'm not gonna bomb though.
I'm gonna go up there and be like, "Hey, so nah."
Yeah, John's definitely what's the deal with airline food?
You got 4 dudes.
I'm gonna go up there like Southwest Airlines charging for bags now, huh? Is that funny? Yeah. You know, I'm gonna be at the old school community. You know, back in the 90s, they used to be like, where the Virgos in the house? Any Pisces in the crowd out there? Where my ladies at?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
A priest and a rabbi walk into a bar.
No, any last shout outs before we get out of here, man? Jeremy, you got any shout outs?
Just shout out you guys, shout out the pod, you know, the usuals, nothing.
All right, Zach.
Oh, the usual shout outs, man. Shout out the Hub. Shout out Marcus for showing up and showing out per usual. Yeah, man. Shout out the guys that have been doing our video and stuff. So shout out Jason to come.
Always, man.
They take good care of us, and the videos always come out good, man. So
yeah, Marcus, you got any shout outs, man?
Thank y'all.
Thank you,
all
bro.
the editors, people doing it, everybody that has something to do with this, the Hub. Thank y'all, and all the watchers, everybody that subscribed.
Yes.
Thank y'all. Keep tapping in.
Please. I want to give a shout out to you, man, for being on the show. Michael, Zach, Jeremy, Miss Kiana for coming in and watching us for her future podcast, which is coming soon. It's gonna be real dope. Again, Dakota and Chase, man, they show up and really put the work in to make us look good, on these podcasts, man. I know that process isn't easy, but I respect the fact that they want to do it and put the effort into making this right. I want to shout out to this third camera we got. I wish we had the sound, but I gotta put some sounds right here for next time. So I'm happy about that.
You realize, like, if those two were to decide to do their own podcast, we'd be fucked. So, like,
no, we good.
We'd be in a bad place.
We trying to keep them here, though, man.
We gotta keep them happy. Of course,
we gotta start paying them too, John.
They already know. They know what it is, man. We trying to build this thing up, man.
Right.
We gotta pay them in like suckers, Kiana eating Nah, man, but appreciate y'all, man. I want to shout out for real, man. Next week will be episode 172. I ain't gonna say much.
And it's a big one for y'all.
Yeah, it's a special episode. I don't want to say too much yet.
5
but
booms for next week.
Yeah, man. We appreciate y'all so much for sticking with us this long. I think the next episode is really gonna be the episode that I've always talked about doing. Even before you guys came on, I always said I'd love to interview.
That's right, everybody. Donald Trump will be right here.
Don't do that. Don't. See y'all next week. Peace.
Say what you mean what you say. I'm from the 330.